There's a lot of discussion going around Elden Ring and cheesing and elitist and gatekeeping and stuff. People need to understand this game you can play in many different ways. It's an RPG, it's a role playing game. You envision whatever you want into your character and you go into the world and you do whatever you want. There's a main story, there's side stories, there's your own story that you make up in your head. Try to kill all of the merchants and then just have all the bell bearings or whatever. It's your game. You do whatever you want. It's your experience. However, you can't call being overpowered for a boss cheesing. I don't see how that's cheesing. Or using a specific weapon that you can one-shot a boss because you over-leveled yourself, got to the boss, you made a lot of effort to get the weapon, got to the boss, killed the boss with your weapon and your over-leveledness. It's not cheesing. Cheesing is when you literally break a game to skip a certain thing. Like on Super Mario, where you just run up across that entire bridge thing, go behind everything, go down one of the drain pipes in level 8, then you're almost done with the game. That's cheesing, skipping things. But a person who actually went and grinded levels, however they did that, explored the areas to find this weapon, explored areas to find the best summons that the game provides them. The game literally gives you a cookbook and say, yeah, make whatever you want to make. It's not gonna flop. And then you go and beat your boss. People call that cheesing. It's not cheesing, it's just your play style. It obviously is gonna change your experience from someone else's experience. Someone who had to grind out a boss with playing with the first sword that he got in the game, under leveled or like on par with what it should be for the boss. Should be. There's no should or wants to be with the boss. It's just a different play experience. You set up different challenges for yourself. You challenge yourself to not summon. Okay, cool. This person challenged themselves to just finish the game because they never played a game like that. People need to stop gatekeeping. That's now the problem here. In my mind, and I think a lot of people think this way, there's no such thing as cheesing if you're using the game mechanics that's been provided to you. How is that cheesy? How is that the fact that you grinded out a few levels, no matter how you even grinded it out, there's this ball thing where you can just go down, the ball falls over, you get ruins. It's still a grind. You put in hours to get the ruins. So what? So what? Let people enjoy the experiences. It's just gonna be different. On the second playthrough, they're gonna be like, okay, now I'm not gonna use magic. Now I'm gonna use its strength. Then that's a challenge. The difference here is a lot of people. Elden Ring is the first From Software game that a lot of people are experiencing, so they finding different ways to get through the game. On the second playthrough, they might restrict themselves by not using summons, by not using magic. However, people who played Dark Souls probably when it came out, on your first playthrough, did you grind yourself and did you just play with the first sword that you got, or did you also find clever ways to get through the game? And then you were like, okay, my second playthrough, I'm gonna try harder. And then Dark Souls 2 came out, and then like, okay, now I'm not gonna use that at all. Now I'm just gonna use this way, the difficult way to finish it. And then Dark Souls 3 came out, or whatever. I don't know the chronological order of the games. Probably Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. Whatever the case may be, if you were with the series since Demon Souls, the first one on PS3, you obviously have an advantage above others who's just starting out with Elden Ring. Some of us, or yeah, some, I'll include myself. Some of us just want to finish the game. However, I finished Sekiro and I played a little bit of Dark Souls 3, so I also impose challenges on myself. But that's not the point. I'm not talking about myself now. I'm just saying, why are we telling other people how to enjoy a game? Elden Ring might be their first journey in this. Their first playthrough is not going to be the most challenging one. We're going to just find a way to finish the game, to feel accomplished. And then maybe Elden Ring 2 comes out, and then they're gonna restrict themselves a bit more. Or even in New Game Plus. Something that's interesting for me is the cheesing part, and also the part about hard mode and easy mode in FromSoft games. A lot of people asked for the easy mode for this game. Even like stuff like Dark Souls, Sekiro. A lot of people say FromSoft needs to include easy mode in the game for accessibility, etc. I don't mind accessibility, but if you think to yourself now, if you equate cheesing, if you say things like becoming OP for a boss is cheesing, I'm just gonna use that term, even though I don't believe that term exists in this context, because all the points I mentioned earlier. But let's just call it cheesing for a easy word to use from here on. So if you are able to overlevel your character, find strong weapons, and one-shot bosses, we call it cheesing in this sense. If you're able to cheese your way through the game, how is the game difficult? How do we call the game difficult if there are ways to easily bypass, not bypass, see, that's cheesing when you bypass something. But there's easy ways to overcome challenges in the game. How do we say the game is hard or difficult? That's the easy mode, isn't it? Something that I just thought of. Oh, well, someone, maybe I read it somewhere in subconsciously. I think I came up with it. But From Software put so many things in the game to make certain bosses simple, or even anything simple, like Sekiro, for example. There are certain weapons and certain arts that you can use to overcome bosses. That's the easy mode. You use fire on this type of energy, on this type of enemy. Use poison on this type of enemy. Use lightning on this type of enemy. Gravity here, magic here. Why is easy mode needed if the game literally allows you to use certain things? It's like playing Pokemon. In Pokemon, you use certain elements against certain elements. So you put your fire Pokemon against a grass Pokemon because you know you're gonna get super effective attacks. Same with water and fire. The list goes on and on. So people would say Pokemon is difficult if you play the entire game with a normal type Pokemon. Imagine, do you know you're gonna struggle? You just play with a specific type. That's a challenge you impose on yourself. However, the game literally tells you super effective against this element. So use this Pokemon next time when you face that element of Pokemon. I'm not even sure if element is the right word. I can't remember. But in case of Elden Ring, that's exactly what Elden Ring is, bro. If you use a certain type of weapon against a certain type of enemy, you will overcome that enemy easily. The challenge is just to find the weapon, and then you know what to do next time. Luckily, there's so many people playing this game as well. There's guides online that you can watch. You just watch a guide, they tell you, okay, this is strong against this thing. You use it, boom, you're done. That's your easy mode. It's so bizarre that people don't do the little bit of digging. Just a YouTube search, bro. And then you can figure out how to finish something easily without struggling, without having to pull out your hair because this game is difficult. It's not difficult. There's easy ways to get through it. So in terms of easy mode, the game literally has an easy mode. You can grind your levels as high as you want. You get your overpowered weapons. You match up certain weapons with certain bosses, and boom, you're there. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I sound crazy, if whatever I'm saying is wrong to you. We can discuss it in the comments. I would like to get other opinions on this, but that's just my opinion. I've seen a lot of discussion on this online, and I just don't get it. It's your playthrough. Why do you need to tell someone else how to play the game? Why have we become like that as a society where we need to explain to other people how to enjoy something? It's not for me to tell you how to enjoy something. You enjoy it your way, I will enjoy it my way. End of the day, we get to the same place. But it's that sense of, I don't know how to state it, man, but that sense of when when you achieve something, and you when it takes you longer and you work harder to achieve something, and someone else achieves the same thing, but at the easy, like it's easier for them to achieve that thing, you feel like because you worked harder to achieve it, you feel like you deserve it more than the person who didn't work as hard but it still achieved the same thing. Almost like a degree or whatever, diploma in this case. You studied hard, you barely made it, someone barely studied and really like passed, but you have the same qualification at the end of the day. I think that's the issue here. People don't like to see someone else accomplish something and on an easier way than you have accomplished it, than they have accomplished it. They want to see everybody struggle. They want to see life doesn't work that way, people. It's just interesting, man. But then people on the other hand, people actually praise speedrunners for breaking the game just because they titled it speedrunning, or any percent run, or all bosses speedrun. It's the same thing, man. Oh my word, we're just naming it different things right now. Enjoy your playthrough of the game. Screw people who tell you you're doing it wrong. Use your summons, use your bleed weapons, or whatever other weapons you use. Use your over-leveledness and over-preparedness for a boss. Just do it. It's your game, it's your fun.